on this episode of They Finally Seen the Lights, we have this from Movie Magic. Disney CEO Bob Iger has reportedly told Marvel to lower their budgets after Thunderbolts flopped. Listen, man, if you haven't seen Godzilla Minus One, and I've talked about this movie many, many times on this channel, it might be one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. Certainly top 5 for me, of one of the greatest cinematic experiences I have ever witnessed in my life. And Godzilla was one of the most beautiful looking Godzillas I've ever seen. Absolutely killed it the way this thing looked. The story was fantastic, acting top notch. It was one of the biggest Oscar snubs of all time. This movie could have swept the Oscars easily. And what was the budget on this absolute peak cinematic experience? Reportedly $15 million. And from what I've seen, the director laughed about that number and he said, "Oh, I wish I got 15 million for that." So it's actually maybe closer to 12 or 10 million dollars. And this dude made one of the greatest movies of all time. Marvel budgets now are astronomical. 180 million, 250. I saw with Doomsday, it's got to break $2 billion to break even. He's got to get $2 billion to start making money. And that's not even covering probably the marketing, which is going to be insane. They are going to push this on every single solitary every single commercial you're going to see leading up to Doomsday. It's going to be everywhere. Every streaming service, they're going to just pour money at this thing because they are desperate to get you in the seats. And at this point, I think it's over. I think it is beyond over for Kevin Feige and Marvel, especially Robert Downey Jr. That's shilling for Ironheart. It's like, guy, they gave you a private jet. This is what the funniest part about what they paid Robert Downey Jr. They paid him reportedly over $100 million to return as Doctor Doom, and apparently they gave him like 24-hour security for like a few years and a private plane. Last I checked, Robert Downey Jr. is a climate activist that had some of his cars, I think, converted to electric or something and donated. Something weird like that, where he had a bunch of cars that he got rid of them because he wanted to protect the environment. It's like, they gave you a private plane. You do realize that those are the worst things for the environment, right? But you know what? Neither here nor there. We could talk about the hypocrisy of these people another day. But back to this article here, back to this headline. The budget's astronomical. There is no reason why any of these movies, especially with the new, I was gonna say the Thunderbolts, sorry, the new Avengers, there really wasn't much to it. There really wasn't much. Wow, you guys spent $100 million on this movie. Can you imagine if they had the budget of like, I don't know, Sinners or something like that? I think Sinners was like a $90 million budget, and it's I think it's grossed over 300, and that's like a huge win for. Yeah, it would be a $90 million, double the budget, it'd be 180 plus marketing. So yeah, around maybe 210. So the movie made over $100 million in pocket for them. Captain America 4, I think that was like a $400 million movie it made in the box office, and it flopped. Can you imagine making $400 million for a movie and then saying that it didn't do well in the box office? Yeah, because the budget was expensive. It was $180 million reportedly. That was before all of the massive amounts of reshoots and rewrites. They redid this thing like 3 or 4 times. It didn't need to cost that much. I did not think this was the greatest special effects of all time. I didn't think I was seeing the greatest mastery of the cinematic arts or anything like that. There was nothing about that movie that made me go, yes, this is, oh man, this is money well spent here. Godzilla Minus One, $15 million. Did everything right. One of the greatest movies I've ever seen. Captain America 4, $180 million. One of the worst movies of the year for me. Make that make sense to me. And with the Thunderbolts, there isn't really much magic there. I know, of course, Sentry and Void, he can do, there's a lot of CGI stuff with that, but overall, it was just a bunch of normal people doing normal things. It really wasn't, wow, like, oh man, you guys, a boatload of money and you made it all back. You lost it all. Not only did you lose it all, you lost the interest of the fans. That's one of the biggest problems here. that they lost the interest of the fans, the very people that are not buying tickets to this thing. It's amazing. It's really, really amazing that Marvel over the years has done nothing but pump out garbage after garbage after garbage, spending boatloads of money, $100 millions for these TV shows that are doing nothing. Daredevil is getting a second season. Agatha crushed it in viewership. Crushed it. And Agatha's not getting a second season. Weird, right? The Acolyte destroyed both of those shows. That ain't getting a second season. Why? These budgets are astronomical. And with Disney Plus, I remember I said this years ago. When Disney Plus first came out, I said it is going to destroy Disney forever. It is the worst thing that Disney has ever done to itself, making a streaming service. Because now, when did I see Captain America 4? In theaters? No. I waited till it was on Disney Plus like a couple weeks ago and watched it in my underwear. It was a better experience. I don't need to go to a theater to see. I don't need to spend extra money for when the price of tickets are what they are at today. No, I don't need to do that at all. What was it? I was gonna say Young Avengers, but New Avengers, Thunderbolts. I'll wait till it comes on home. I've seen the clips of it. I know what the story is. Nothing's gonna shock me or jump out at me. It's already been spoiled for me. It's gonna be on Disney Plus probably in a few weeks at this rate. So yeah, there is no reason to go to the theaters anymore when you could just watch it at home. And Marvel is realizing, wow, we don't need to spend hundreds of millions of dollars for things that no one's going to see. I was talking about Shang-Chi on a live stream the other day. It's kind of amazing that Shang-Chi made money and it had the lowest marketing budget out of all the movies, out of all the MCU movies. It has had the lowest marketing budget. And that's why it made money, supposedly. I have no idea because you would think realistically, if a movie made money, especially now with Marvel, with all of their hysterical flops in the box office, if something made $1 in profit, they would jump at it. They would jump at it instantly. But no. Shang-Chi, this amazing movie that I will never forget, this Shimalama tweet where he's like, oh, it flopped so hard they gave us a sequel. Bro, the movie came out years ago and no one has seen you since. And now you're apparently going to be one of the main characters of Doomsday. It's like, why? Why? No one cares. I would kind of rank Shang-Chi at like the middle of the pack. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but I really didn't care about it. There was nothing really about it. I think if anything, here's how I would have ran Marvel. After Infinity War, I would have taken maybe a year or so. I would have done the Shang-Chi movie. That's what I would have had all these other movies. I would have had Wakanda Forever during that time and bring in all these other characters and then bring them in for Endgame or something like that. Like, oh, here's what the Earth's been up to since then. Don't just jump right into Endgame. That doesn't make any sense at all. But you know what? Back then, it was okay. Back then, the MCU did things that really didn't make any sense, but they made billions of dollars from it, and no one even batted an eye about it. So yeah, back to this headline. There is no reason why Thunderbolts should have cost anything more than $20 million. I don't think there's a single person here, like Florence Pugh, for example, okay, she's the top star in it. How much does she cost? How much money does Florence Pugh bring to the box office? Let me ask that question, honestly. I have another video making, probably, maybe in a few weeks, though. I gotta really, really hammer this down, though. But I said this in the previous videos. I said Tom Cruise and Denzel Washington, I think, are the last stars in Hollywood. That when you hear their name, you know what you're gonna get into. Yeah, you know, Gladiator 2 wasn't the best movie ever, though. However, I heard Denzel was gonna be. I was like, oh yeah, I'll go check this out. 100%. Their names carry weight, and in the world of actresses, I gotta sit down. I gotta sit down and think about this really long and hard. What actress in Hollywood today still has a commanding name? For some reason, Angelina Jolie is the only one that stands out to me. The only one that I can think of, like, oh, okay, when I hear her name, it might interest me a bit. Florence Pugh does not interest me whatsoever. Was it Pugh? I might be mispronouncing her name. I don't care. She does not remotely move the needle for me. Scarlett Johansson, she's gonna be in a new Jurassic Park movie. You could have recasted her for someone a lot cheaper. She doesn't move the needle whatsoever. And overall, both of these actresses, like money wise, have they really brought in that much money with their main lead movies? Not really. Scarlett Johansson was okay in the movie Lucy. Was it a massive box office extravaganza? Like, I don't even remember. Movie came and gone. I think about it once every 5 years, and that's it. Florence Pugh, Midsummer comes to mind. It was kind of really a weird movie. I'd like to talk about that movie one day in more detail because I'm kind of curious. You know what? Now that I got you guys here right, okay? With Midsummer, at one point, she kind of gets her boyfriend killed because he cheated on her, but I'm pretty sure he was under mind control the entire time. And I'm pretty sure we talked about that earlier on in the movie. So, did she think that her boyfriend was cheating on her with this other woman that was clearly drugging him? I don't know. I don't know, and I don't even remotely would begin to think about how horrific that is. That this man was condemned to death because he was drugged. But yeah, back to her though. So she's in Dune. Oh, I'm sorry, it was Dune 2 she was in. Now she's gonna be in Dune 3 as well. How much money are you spending on her? How much money is she taking? David Harbour, he's not a big name. He was in Stranger Things, flopped with Hellboy, and now he's Red Guardian. Like, is David Harbour bringing people to the box office? Wyatt Russell, big fan of his. How's this Godzilla show? He was in a show called Godzilla Monarch or something like that. It's an Apple Plus show. I don't think anyone's ever seen it. Who else is in here? The girl that played Ghost. Okay. Lewis Pullman? Yeah, he's gonna be. I think it's gonna be pretty cool though. He's gonna play the son of whoever the character, his father. He's Bill Pullman's son. Had no idea, but they're both going to be in Spaceballs sequel together. I think that's pretty cool. I like father sons, things like that. But yeah, are any of these people worth the money? Clearly, for Thunderbolts, New Avengers, no, they're not. Not a single one of them brought people to the box office. So you spend all this money on these people. That's probably where a lot of the budget went to. It didn't work out. Also, Sebastian Stan. Does he bring people? I don't think so. I don't think. How did his Donald Trump movie go? Flopped? Okay. Well, every time these people are in something, it doesn't really do that fantastic. They're not worth it. They're not worth it at all. So yeah, Marvel has finally realized, yes, we could spend less money and maybe not become hysterical laughs in the box office. If they would have spent $90 million on these movies, they would be box office successes. Easily. But no. Inflated budgets and more importantly, inflated egos killed them. It killed them. But, in the end, what do you guys think about that? By any means, I'll pave the way for a world where mutants will never decay. No price too high, no blood too deep. In this war for freedom, I'll never sleep. I'll never sleep.